Bug hoes.
Damn, Aiden, you a killer.
Depot on the beat.
Have fun.
Welcome to the crib. Come in. So this is the famous Ibis budget. Edmund Flack Drive. Fantastic accommodation, as you'll see. So we've got the bed set up. So we've got the bunk bed with the queen size bed underneath. Real good setup. Comfy beds, nice sheets. Good night's sleep last night. So I did rate it. If you come over here, then we've got the crutches. Because we've got 14 stress fractures. We've only got 3 ACLs between Ellie and I, so we're doing well out here. So we've also got the exclusive street flies. No one has them yet, so I'm the only person at Nationals that has them. So yeah, feels pretty good. Probably the elites have them, but don't need to talk about them. Anyway, then we have the Phantom pre-workout. You can't run a race with no caffeine, so that's gonna make me feel nice and tingly. Beta-alanine is just gonna make me absolutely pumped. So yeah, that's the crib, and we're going for a shakeout run now, so we're gonna get after it.
Adding fog with the fog dog, straight to the top with the pace drop. Pace too hot, you can't keep up. When it heats up and takes the lead, and all you see is straight university. So it's time to subscribe for the best alive. Go strive for strive with the Batman pride. It's Adding fog, coming at you with the top dog exclusive. It's Adding fog exclusive. Adding fog, fog dog. Subscribe now for the top dog. Adding fog, fog dog. Subscribe now for the top dog. Trying to take me down, trying to dissipate everything I'm gonna make you a snake. Always trying to hate on my name. We ain't the same, switching lanes, demon games, stupid claims, no names. Always checking on my aim. Put no numbers on my age. How many times I've made my own stage, my own.
Okay.
Radio, obviously the lobby, waiting for the elevator, going to the track. 5K final tonight. Looking forward to it. Got the pre-workout, obviously packed.
Wrong
side. The pre-workout obviously packed. Got to get that caffeine in for the race. Super excited. Really good field. I pop the field up while I'm talking with the seat times. Pretty crazy how quick everyone is. So give it a crack tonight and see what happens. I had a really good season so far. So I guess this is the reward for training really hard and racing well throughout the season. So gonna enjoy it tonight and yeah, see how we get on.
So they're underway in our 5,000 metres here, the under-20 event. I've got a long start list to go, and then I'll introduce our guest. So in hip number 1, Oscar Bukonvinsky. In 2, Reese Hatfield. 3, Brandon Ford. In 4, Ryan Binskin. 5, Gus Gannon. 6, William Gabellotto. 7, Logan Campbell. In 8, Cale Mulholland. 9, Lockie Townsend. 10, Nicholas Martin. In 11, Ethan Gray. In 12, Lincoln Belgrove. 13, Charlie Sprott. 14, Simon Magna. 15, Matthew Hansen. 16, Matthew Patton. 17, Zach Norton. 18, Jackson Kranich. 19, Logan Janetsky. 20, Ben Siaka. 21, Archie Noakes. 22, Ollie Bolts. And 23, Ben Ludbrook. And I'm joined by Adam Diddick. Adam, welcome to the live stream.
Thanks, Lynchy. Let's give us a go, hey?
So, 5,000 metres, this is sort of an area you dabble in your coaching. We've got 2 athletes here, Archie Noakes and Charlie Sprott. They're the only ones with a qualifier. It's not likely that they're going to go 14-15 in a championship race. How do you think that plays into different athletes' strengths and weaknesses?
Yeah, it's interesting watching the race right now. It's actually taken off and not been too bad a pace to start with. So we'll see if these guys can keep generating it. But, with the Victorians on the front and guys like Janetsky, there's a good chance that they could keep pushing the pace. But 14-15 is a bit of a stretch. But, we'll see how they go after a couple of kilometres, see where they're at.
Well, it's been a chance for a few of these guys to, Noakes and Sprott both did the 3,000 metres Open Championships here. Sprott obviously had the better of the races when he went sub 8 minutes. Do you think mixing it up with those opens helps him prepare for championship racing like this?
I think most definitely. It gives them a bit more comfort in jumping into their age group, knowing they can sort of race with some of the best in the country. And, you know, what Charlie Sprott did here only 2 weeks ago was a rather amazing feat with Thomas Diamond as well from Victoria. So, you know, Archie Noakes, he's also developed himself really nicely as a steeplechase this year, and he's got a few qualifiers on the board for World Juniors. So he's picking this one to give it a go, and we'll see how he sort of ends up.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. You can see, like you said, they've really turned up the pace. There's a lot of these athletes who, they want that qualifier. And if this is the only really chance they get, a lot of the other athletes they might have, you know, if they could get into the Brisbane Track Classic, there might be an opportunity for them to knock it out again if they win. But if they don't have 14, 15 right now, this is it.
Exactly, and look, the conditions here are really nice for running tonight. It's very still. You know, we've had a bit of a rain, so it's a bit humid, but it's not a massive factor at the moment because there's been a bit of a cool breeze. But look, they've just gone through and they've clipped along at 69-second laps for the first two, so it's really even at the moment, and that's probably why you're seeing it stretched out and not too bunched up. Shouldn't be stressing too many of the guys in that lead pack too much, but probably dragging a few of them along to a faster time at the same moment.
Well, this is a great chance for all these guys, especially I know a lot of the Queenslanders, there's a few of them in a spattering in there, but they don't often get a chance to be in a field like this. And I'm sure especially the South Australian out there, Cal Mulholland, he's right out the front and he'd be enjoying being in a big field like this, nice and fast.
Yeah, look, Cale's been chasing our state record for his age group for this year, and he's gotten close a few times, but this is actually probably a really good setup race for him to give that a go. And by having a look at the guys in the front, we've got Garbaletto and Janetsky, and those guys through some of the VMC races this year in Victoria have really been quite drivers of the pace. So, I'm not surprised to see them in the lead here, and it probably serves to their strengths.
Yeah, well, they're really doing a pretty fine job. Looks like Noakes was just sitting just off the back of that group, and Sprott, the other qualified athlete, probably sitting mid-pack. And there he is, just hit number 13 on your screen. That's Sprott. And Noakes just sitting in third place at the moment. So they're the two qualified athletes in this event. 14:15 is the qualifying time for Cali. And it's likely if only Noakes and Sprott. Well, Noakes has got a tough thing. He's qualified in 3 events. And they're not events you would do 2 of them often, but the 3K, the 3K steeple, and the 5,000 metres, it's a tough one to pick, but he's got a lot of choices.
Yeah, no, it's true. And I mean, that just shows his development this year. He's really come along. He's got Charlotte Wilson coaching him, who's the partner for Liam Adams. So, fair bit of experience behind Archie. And look, I've really liked watching him race, and he's quite aggressive with the way he approaches it. And it's probably what's helped him get the results this year. I think with Charlie sitting back there, there's nothing wrong with that. He's just keeping an eye on what's going on. He's not under pressure to go for the time. And actually, if they're sort of on pace, it actually probably creates a bit more of a risk for him. So I don't think he'll mind sitting back there, knowing he can run a sub-8-minute 3K. Probably gives him the confidence. He's got the wheels to close pretty well also.
Yeah, well, there's a little extra pack sort of happening here. One of the New South Wales athletes is trying to close it off as they come out into the home straight. Gus Gannon and one of the other Queenslanders just off the back of that. If they lose touch here with 8 to go, it'll be a long run home.
And it probably suggests this is where the pace is at. It's probably just dropped a little bit there, and that's why you see the coming together of 2 packs. If it was still stretching, then you'd probably see that just break and they'd be off the back. But these guys have sort of done a pretty good effort here, and it looks like the pace has been put on again. So we'll see how they're going. They should be coming through 2K pretty soon.
Yeah, Garbalotto doing handy work out the front with Janetsky. Noakes, Mulholland. Looks like Brandon Ford from WA just in there as well. Reese Hadfield. And then Sprott, Gus Gannon and Jackson Cranich. So that's out the back of that pack. So this is their 2K split there, 5:47.77.
Yeah,
I've got no clue what that's on target for.
So Brandon Ford also, he's got a 14:18, so he's not too far from the qualifier, the WA athlete there. So he's one to keep an eye on, and he's been quite a tough competitor in the past. Like, it's not unexpected for him to give it a bit of a go from a bit of distance. So we'll keep an eye on him, because I think if he sees he's within range, and it's worth him going for it. But at the moment, 5:47, you're looking at about 14:20 pace, so they're not too far off the mark. They could give themselves a go.
Well, it's Garbalotto and Janetsky have done all the hard work for these first 5 laps here. And the Queenslanders just getting a free ride off the back. So it's the 3 Victorians out in front of 3 Queenslanders out the back. It's interesting, none of our New South Wales athletes are up in that front group. I thought we might have seen a few of them. But it's a tough, you know, those choices with the 1,500 heats on today as well. You know, you make your choice. If you're a 3:15 guy, you're going to do the 15 today. If you're a 3:5 guy, you're doing the 5 today.
Exactly, and the reality is for these guys, you know, they do have a 15-3 and a 5 this week.
Yeah.
And so they do have to make some choices, and for many of them, they'll be quite tough, and they'll probably work towards their strengths. And, you know, even with some of our World Junior qualified athletes like Archie Noakes, you know, he's got the opportunity, if he wanted to, go and look at the open division and try to make something of that and improve on his time. So a lot of opportunity for them this week, and, you know, from my perspective, watching all these guys out there giving it a go and chasing the win is fantastic. And let's see what happens with the pace here. It looks again like it's dropped off again, so seeing that second pack starting to catch up to them again. So we'll see if these guys can start driving that. Mulholland's still sort of sitting there in 3rd position and getting a nice little ride, but it's looking quite comfortable. And then as you've said, got a spattering of Queensland athletes and Victorians and Brandon Ford from WA.
Yeah, Ben Siaka's trying to close that gap, but Janetsky's had a long run from home here. He's didn't like what Garbalotto was providing with the pace. So Noakes now back into second, Mulholland, Ford, Hadfield and Sprott, but we've lost Gus Gannon and Kranich. So a little injection of speed from Janetsky there is giving him something a little bit extra to chase now as they're opening up. They're going to come around with 2 Ks left to go here in the under 25,000 metres. 14:15 is the world under 20 qualifying mark. Noakes and Sprott athletes in hip number 21 and hip number 13 are the 2 with the qualifiers. They just need to win and they'll get an automatic selection to the world under 20 champs in Cali in Colombia.
And coming through the 2K to go, they have fallen off the pace a little bit. So, you know, we're looking at, look, they're going to come through in about 8:42. So, look, they've got a fair bit of work to do to get down to that 14:15. So I think this is going to start turning into a bit of a race for the win. And look, I'm still liking the look of Charlie Sprott. He's been really comfortable back there and fairly relaxed, and he's always covered every move that's going on. Archie Noakes typically right on it, really hungry for it, and getting a good little ride from Janetsky.
Yeah, well, Noakes he's a certified winner when it comes to the Australian Championships. He won all of his races last year, all pretty significant performances and personal bests. And he's the younger of the side, so 18 this year, but Sprott, he's doesn't want to let Noakes get too far ahead, and he's moved all the way up from 6th into 3rd, and he's sitting right on the pace here. So it's Logan Janetsky leading the way, Archie Noakes and Charlie Sprott. Then it's Ford, Mulholland, and then it's Hadfield. And it might be another little gap breaking up there between Sprott and Ford as they come into the home straight. They're going to have 4 laps to go here in this under 25,000 metres.
It's really important for some of these junior athletes to learn from their racing and sort of see Mulholland. He's probably got the opportunity to consider whether he jumps out and tries to cover that move. And that's just something that, you know, we're hoping that these athletes, as they're experiencing these races at the National Championships, get the opportunity to race people that are at a similar level to them and get to challenge themselves and look at those tactics all the time.
Yeah, well, like you said, the longer he waits there behind Ford, the further away Sprott, Noakes and Janetsky get away. And, you know, then you might start regretting your decision. Then you do too much, too soon, too quickly, and unfortunately, he's getting left behind.
Yeah, and look, that gap's starting to open up now to Ford. So, you know, these guys are away, and look, it's probably the 3 that I expected that would be coming through here with Janetsky, Noakes, and Sprott. Sprott's just been hanging there quite comfortably. He hasn't looked too stressed today, and there's always been like a metre or so that's opened up. He hasn't seemed to have a problem covering that again.
No, these 3 at the front look very, very comfortable. And if it wasn't for Logan Janetsky, they wouldn't be this far ahead. He's making that early break a couple of laps ago around behind the discus cage. So 1,200 metres left here. It's Logan Janetsky, Archie Noakes and Charlie Sprott. Then it's Mulholland, Gus Gannon, Ford and Hadfield. And then Garbalotto, looks like Kranich. But these 3 looking very, very comfortable feel like this is a repeat of the last few years with Janetsky out in front and Noakes right behind him. I think they've done this a fair few times at Nationals.
Yeah, and the gap's starting to open up to Sprott a bit more here at the moment. He's going to have to work really hard to close this up. But, you know, look, a couple of 65-second laps puts them right on pace here. They've gone through 3 laps to go just under 11 minutes. And, you know, Janetsky's looking really good here at the moment, and Archie's covering him nicely, and Sprott's really fallen off the back there. A gap of 10 metres has opened up now, so he's really going to have to knuckle down and try to close that with a kilometre to go.
Yeah, he actually looked a bit wobbly heading into the back straight. I wasn't sure if he was going to step off the track as they start to pick up a few of the athletes at the back of the field, and they're coming out wide. So Janetsky still holding on to the lead. They come into the home straight with 900 metres left to go. Noakes looks supremely comfortable, and they've put in 20 metres back to Sprott only in this last 300. There's going to be these two. It looks like it could be a long run from home if Noakes is going to sit on the outside of Janetsky, but Janetsky doesn't want to give up the lead. He wants to hold position on the rail, and let's see if Sprott can do anything. And he's fallen almost 30 metres behind now with 2 laps to go here.
Yeah, and Janetsky just on the front driving it. I mean, Archie's just about made a move now, and he's starting to work away from him. Let's see what Logan's got, but he's a lovely runner to watch, and one that a lot of distance runners, I think, would enjoy. Just he's gutsy and gritty and gets after it.
He doesn't mind getting to the front and really driving the train, does he? But he's not letting Noakes get too far ahead here. They're going to have 600 metres left to go. Noakes, just probably a couple of stride lead back to Janetsky. But there's a big move coming from the back. It looks like maybe Gannon and Mulholland, they're not too far away from catching Sprott if he falls off the pace anymore. But Noakes, 500 metres left to go. It's his to lose at the moment here. He's got a qualifier. He's 14.05. He did earlier this season. And he's going to have 450 metres left to go here to take the under-20 title.
If he continues this, going to have a few more decisions to make, a couple of tough ones, because the World Junior qualifying sets him up in a pretty good position in a number of events.
Yeah, it does. So 350 left to go for your leader. Archie Noakes is working his way around. He's not slowing down either. Can Janetsky hold on to that silver medal position? And can Sprott hold on to his bronze? Gannon and Cal Mulholland are hunting down that bronze, but down the back straight, it's Archie Noakes. He's just got to hold on from here, and he's going to take out the under 25,000 metre championship and secure his place to the World Under 20 team for Australia. And Cali Columbia in the 5,000 metres. He's got a qualifier in the 3,000. He's got a qualifier in the steeplechase. He's got a qualifier in the 5, and 100 metres left to go. And he looks over his shoulder. Janetsky's a long way behind, and he's going to take out the title. It's a fantastic run here from Archie Noakes. He's a born winner. I don't think I've ever seen him lose at the Australian Championship since we've been doing this live stream. He's going to take the title. Almost gets another qualifier again. 14:15.74. A massive personal best here for Logan Janetsky. A great run for second. Sprott's going to take the bronze. He's going to hold on. Mulholland is just going to finish just a tick over 14:30. And Gus Gannon, he'll take 5th place there. Here's Brandon Ford and Reese Hadfield. They're fighting hard to the line. A lot of sprint finishes over the later stages here. It's Kranich, Skiaka, Matt Hansen, Gabbalotto there as well. Ben Ludbrook. So Archie Noakes, he's got to make a decision now. What other events is he doing this weekend? Do you know if he's doing the 3 and the steeple?
Look, I mean, I know there's. I know he's got the options too. What he's decided on is probably something we've still got to keep an eye on. But look, I mean, this is one to get out of the way tonight. And if he's got the work behind him to move on to those next events and you know, give himself every shot at trying to secure positions in them as well. But he's pretty solid in the steeplechase. There's no one else qualified at the moment, so you know, it looks like he's got a decision between those two at least, and might be a bit of a hard thing for him to take on multiple events in Cali.
Well, yeah, when they're likely going to do heats of the 5, heats of the steeple, and I could say the conditions would be tropical.
Yes.
So you already know we're out here with Miss Franks and the mother. Post race, you know, gotta get got some good grub, got some pad thai. Gonna get some dessert now, you know, celebrate the season, celebrate another PB. 14, 9, 14:47. Finished 10th, which is what I wanted. I wanted top 10, so yeah, did achieve that. You know, there's still stuff to learn from the race. I probably was feeling a bit too good with 400 to go. I guess I did close in 65, so probably shouldn't be able to close in 65. So stuff to learn. There's more there, but overall just fantastic, and I'm, you know, super proud of like where I've come from, you know, 15:15 to 14:47 in half, like, you know, half a year. It's pretty crazy. And even from last year where everything was looking a bit grim, just yeah, been able to come back really great. And yeah, obviously I super proud of myself, and yeah, gotta focus on the 3K now. 3K is gonna be a bit of an exhibition. I'm gonna be a bit more brave in this one, give it a go, see what happens. Blow up, you blow up. At least I've got one good performance out of nationals if I do fuck up the 3K, but you know, we'll give it a crack. You never know what's gonna happen.